Hello, my beautifuls, lovelies, wonderfuls, amazings, and beloveds. I am Maggie, and I want to thank you for joining me on this channel. And so, what we have been doing here is we've been doing a slow crawl through this book, Excuses Be Gone by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And why are we doing this book? Because it's a book about how to change lifelong self defeating thinking habits. And everybody always has one or two of those, maybe more. And I'm just hoping that this reading, if you even pick up one tool and run with it, it could change your life. So I'm just wishing the best for everyone and wishing favor upon you, that may all your wishes be fulfilled, especially as you get to figuring out what it is that you actually came here to do. So, on that note, when you get a chance, please hit the like, hit subscribe, and leave your positive comments. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so we're going to get back to this book. We're in part 2, chapter 5, and chapter 5 is the second principle called alignment. Okay, and last chapter was the first principle of awareness. So we're moving into alignment. So we're moving on through this chapter. So the subtitle says, Thinking Alignment at All Times. When you're thinking about the principle of alignment, keep in mind that source energy is ever present and that you always have the power to bring yourself into harmony with who you are, who you really are. And who you really are is a higher awareness than your earthbound form. So just this simple idea that you're not an ego-based self, but rather divine energy in a physical form will help to readjust your energy. Once you recognize your divinity, you'll shift out of misalignment thought patterns. Such thinking focuses on what's wrong or missing, what others have told you are your limitations, what always has been, and what used to be, and so on. Since everything comes in response to the vibration of energy, shift out of the lower vibrations and into the vibrations of source. It's already here. I just need to connect to it. Nothing can stop my creative ideas from materializing. I've banished all doubt, and I'll soon be seeing evidence of my manifestations everywhere. Okay, I'm going to read that again, and whoever can receive that, please do. It's already here. I just need to connect with it. So we're, source. Nothing can stop my creative ideas from materializing. I banished all doubt, and I'll soon be seeing evidence of my manifestations everywhere. Now, this is a new kind of thinking. And for some of you, it's not new kind of thinking. You're working at it, and sometimes you're like, why am I not seeing it? If you do the work will do you. Don't give up, because sometimes you have to really bring that cognitive dissonance, that space between, I'm abundant, and then that other voice that's saying you're not. And you kind of have to work at it till you merge it and you get into the feeling and you fully occupy the I am abundant space. Okay, so there's states. So now this is a new kind of thinking. While it may sound too simplistic and naive for you, I'm encouraging you as strongly as I know how to give this retraining of your mind a chance. Note that the strength of non-physical energy is flowing everywhere. Okay, so non-physical energy is flowing everywhere. I mean, just your breath is just a beautiful example of that. It's in you, but it's also in every tree, every flower, every bug, every planet, and in everything that you want to attract into your life. The non-physical energy is pure positive oneness, which only your thoughts can disconnect from or misalign with. It flows everywhere at once, and it's always creating, always loving, and always animating life. The only thing that keeps it from working for you is a belief that it can't, it won't, or it's never has before. In other words, your excuses. So like I've talked about before, we're canceling out the excuses, but sometimes there's this like space where you're building your faith, because you have to walk in faith. You got to walk in the belief in the direction of your dreams, and you have to occupy that state that your dream is realized. And then you got to take that action to make it so. The tremendous value of noticing the alignment of your thoughts will rapidly appear in your awareness. You can summon source energy whenever you slip into a misalignment. Just return to possibilities, manifestations, and your own sense of feeling good, which is just another way of feeling the presence of God. When you find it difficult to move into this alignment attitude, put more attention on your feeling self concerning your desires. For example, if that same old shortage of money surfaces, you may find that you can't stop yourself from being upset about the fact that you still believe that more cash would be your proof that this is working. Try something different and let the energy of what you're feeling reveal what's blocking your alignment. That's tricky, because sometimes you are saying the affirmation, I am abundant, but if you really listen to the inner belief system, it's spitting other things out. Okay, so even if you have to borrow a few $100s just to carry around with you to get the sensation of abundance, feeling prosperous, safe and secure, and positive concerning the flow of money, it will gradually align you with the abundant source. So that's a really good exercise actually to carry a couple, and I'm telling you, like $100 bills, great. If you got 50s, if you got 10s, but just carry it around in your wallet or your purse and align with that you feel appreciation and you feel abundance. Like, I have this, I'm occupying this state, I am rich, I am abundant, I always have what I need. Just hold, you have to train out the doubt. You have to train out the excuses, and you have to train out what you are witnessing in the 3D in the world. And you have to hold, like we talked before about getting a degree. You don't have the degree, but you work through all the obstacles to get there. It's the same thing. You got to build that faith, and you got to occupy that state of being that you are wealthy. Okay, so even if you have to borrow, so this has been my way since I was a little boy. I've attracted money into my life because I always felt prosperous and deserving. So there's a little key there, right? To feel prosperous and deserving within genuinely. That feeling motivated me to act. And I loved carrying groceries or collecting soda pop bottles or mowing lawns. So did you hear this? He said it made him act, take action. My little bank account was growing while my brothers and friends spoke so often about not having enough cash. Today I'm still mowing lawns and collecting soda pop bottles, only on a much larger stage, and prosperity has never failed to flow into my life. I know in my heart of hearts that the journey from despair to hope and on to prosperity and abundance can be achieved with realigned thinking. I know because I've done it for a lifetime, and I trusted this under circumstances where it never could have been predicted that I'd emerge with unlimited prosperity as my calling card. Yes, Dr. Wayne Dyer definitely was prosperous and is prosperous. No one else can do this realignment exercise for you. You must decide to stay in the feeling of love, prosperity, wellness, or whatever you desire, and let that feeling just flow through you. Okay, this is really, really key, and this is covered a lot in every spiritual practice that I've seen. Is the feeling is the secret. So let's read that again. You must decide to stay in the feeling of love, prosperity, wellness, or whatever you desire, and let the feeling just flow through you. And remember that you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. Remain thoughtfully in the field of infinite possibilities rather than your negative emotions. Fear, worry, hate, and shame are indicators of separation from your authentic self in the present moment. When you come back to your authentic self, it will work full time to deliver you whatever you think about. And guys, like he said, we have to keep working at this sometimes. You just like a gymnast or an athlete, they're training themselves to do a backflip on the beam. You know what? By the time you see that backflip on the beam in competition, usually that gymnast has had a few spills, has fallen, has terrible form, has to like practice that a million times. But guess what? That gymnast stays in the state that I am going to do this backflip on the beam, and I'm going to do it until I've got it down, until I stick it, and then she moves to the next stage of that, perfecting it. So we all need to be like resilient, like a gymnast, like any athlete. We see this, somebody's passing the ball on the football field, they drop the ball, fumble it, etc. Hey, and they're going to just keep, well, they're going to keep working on catching that ball until it's perfect. They catch it, then they work on perfecting it. And I mean, you see some phenomenal things on the football field. So anyway, don't give up. Keep practicing, staying in that state. So silently repeat the following. I get what I'm think about, and I am choosing from here on in to think in harmony with my source of being until it's habitual. This is alignment. So I'm going to read that again. I get what I think about, and I am choosing from here on in to think in harmony with my source of being until it is habitual. And this is alignment. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. We love you, Wayne Dyer. Thank you for your precious book that's still helping us today, and I'm sure forever. And I want to thank you for joining me here. Now, when you can, hit subscribe, hit like, and leave your positive comments. I really appreciate you joining me here, and I really appreciate your support. So I'm hoping you are all having a fantastic day, just knowing you are. Let's get in the flow of the good stuff. All right, everybody, thank you. And you know what's next. You know what's next. Peace in, peace